Hey guys, and welcome to Amanda vs. the World, where we talk about all things Disney and Disney-related topics. Today we're diving into the world of Disney pins and pin trading. Now, everyone has seen the pin carts and the pin displays in pretty much every store throughout Disney property, but really, what's the big deal? Well, Disney pins have been around since the Disneyland park opening in 1955, and initially these pins were intended to be collectible souvenirs for those that visited the parks. Well, just like many other collectible series that we've seen in the past, like Vinylmation and Tsum Tsums, pins were thought to be just a temporary collectible series. Well, let's fast forward to 1999 as Disney began the Millennial Celebration. Disney hosted a special event where pin collectors began trading their pins with other park visitors. It was after this small event where pins became more of a staple throughout the parks. And moving into 2000, it became apparent that pins had become less of a fad and more of a craze for casual and Disney enthusiasts alike. And, well, why not? Pin trading is a fun, interactive, and sometimes, let's be honest, addictive hobby that can be enjoyed by people of all ages. And with so many different pins being created every year, it's downright impossible to collect them all. If you're new to pin trading or collecting, I would actually suggest choosing a theme such as a favorite movie or character that you love and base your collection around that theme. And this will keep you from getting overwhelmed and maybe even keep a little more cash in your pocket. My themes tend to change over time, so I have multiple collections that I like to display in either my pin book or on my Mickey pin board. I'm quite the sucker when it comes to those special edition and anniversary pins, though. I mean, everybody has to have their vice, right? So let's talk about pin trading basics. Now that you're out scouring the parks or the internet for those pins that you just gotta have, you'll need some Pin Search 101 knowledge. Now let's start with pin trading within the Disney parks. If pin trading is where your heart lies or you're just starting your pin trading hobby, then Disney parks will be your best friend. There are multiple ways to find your new favorite pins without having to break your budget. One of the less utilized ways of pin trading is trading with other Disney World guests. This method isn't usually for most, since you really need to be more of an outgoing type to be comfortable with it, but if striking up a conversation in Splash Mountain is right up your alley, then give this one a whirl. You never know what gems you might find. For those of us with more introverted personalities, trading with cast members may be the better way to go. Disney cast members all throughout the parks will have pin boards or lanyards specifically for pin traders. You can trade up to 2 pins per person with Disney cast members. When making your trades, be sure that your pins are official Disney pins, and we will talk more about that later. Unofficial Disney pins are not allowed to be traded for obvious reasons. I mean, who wants to trade the perfect Disney pin for a cheap knockoff? Just be courteous and pick out the pins you're willing to trade ahead of time to avoid any issues. Now, there are certain things to be aware of if you're wanting to trade from a cast member's lanyard. Disney wants to ensure that their guests have a great experience, and for this reason, they have specific cast members that only trade with those young pin traders. Now, pins on green lanyards are reserved for kids 12 and younger. All other colors are fair game to anybody who wants to trade. This is actually a really great feature since kids tend to look for pins with bright colors or characters. Cast members cannot deny anyone a trade for any pin on their lanyard, which is a great opportunity for everyone. From time to time, you may find pins which are only given to cast members or pass holders. Now, if you're not sure if there's any special goodies on their lanyard, just ask. Cast members are more than happy to answer any questions that you have about their pins or really about anything within Disney. On October 15, 2021, Disney launched a new way of trading pins within their parks called pin trading boxes. While I was in the parks, I was only able to find one of these pin trading boxes located in the Plaza del Sol Caribe Bazaar in Adventureland. And so far, people either love this new method or completely hate it. The concept is pretty simple. These pin trading boxes contain 24 numbered boxes to choose from. Just select your official pin or pins that you want to trade with, and then select the box number that you'd like. The cast member will present you with the new mystery pin within that chosen box. Now, if you're more of a gambler, this trading method may definitely be for you. But if you prefer to know exactly what you're getting, then you may want to skip out on this option. Disney sometimes will offer special pin trading events within the Disney parks, Disney resorts, or even on their cruise lines. These are great events to attend where you can trade with those die-hard pin collectors that may have some really great finds in their collection. Check the Disney World website for these special events, but again, just be sure that the pins you're wanting to trade are official Disney pins before you head out the door. Trust me when I tell you, they will know the difference between a fake pin and a real pin. The last option for pin trading is trading or purchasing pins online. The Facebook and Reddit are good places to look for groups of fellow pin traders, but you still want to be cautious of what you're trading for. Unfortunately, the online market is full of fake pins that are either traded or sold as the real deal. You want to steer clear of eBay or any other sites that sell pins at a deep discount. These sites generally sell fake, low-quality pins that they try to pass off as official. Unfortunately, those sellers flood the market, so it's made it very difficult to find legitimate pin sellers. Some of these fake pins are made so close to the real thing that they're very difficult to notice the difference, especially when you're just looking at a photo. So the question is, if you're trading pins or purchasing pins online, how can you tell the difference between the real and the fake? Although there are no guarantees unless you've purchased your pins from Disney, there are some basic things that you can look for. One of the fastest ways to find a fake pin is the magnet test. Although official pins can have some faint magnetic properties to them, they should never stick to a magnet. To test your pin, simply take a magnet from your fridge and place it on top of the pin. If it sticks, it's likely a fake. Now, let's start by taking a look at the front of the pins. Disney is known for their vibrant, bold colors. Official pins will pop with color even in the smallest of spaces, where a fake pin can have a dull appearance. Sometimes you'll find that there is even color missing altogether from areas that should be colored when compared to the official version. Take my Donald Duck pins, for example. The fake pin is missing the color on Donald's hat, whereas the official pin has his hat colored in blue. This may not immediately stand out, but if you take a close look, you'll find that your pin's color may have mysteriously disappeared. Now let's take our attention to the back of the pin. Some of the best and most obvious ways of spotting a fake pin can be found on the back of the pin. Misspelled words are a common find on fake pins where one of the words on the back of the pin is misspelled. Check out this Nightmare Before Christmas pin. This is probably one of my favorites. If you look closely at the stamping, you'll notice that instead of saying touchstone, it actually says touch to, T-O-O-E. Now, you may need a magnifying glass to see this level of detail, but when you see it, you can't unsee it. Nubs beside the base of the pin, you know, the pointy part of the pin, can suggest a lower quality, but this isn't always the case. Take, for example, vinylmation pins. These nubs are meant to be on the pins, but you'll notice a distinct difference between the nubs that are meant to be there and those that shouldn't. Once again, quality is paramount here. If these nubs or the pins have a cheap look to them, or they appear off-centered on the back of the pin, then this usually is a dead giveaway that your pin is likely fake. Now let's look at the Mickey waffling on the back of the pin. Disney added this waffling pattern to the back of the pins in 2009 as a way to distinguish real pins from the counterfeits. And prior to 2009, the back of the pins had more of a pebble look to them. Disney always puts a lot of emphasis on the quality of their main man, Mickey. This is no different when it comes to the waffling on the back of the pin. You want to look for complete and smooth edges. The Mickey should cover the back of the pin completely and be free of any ridges. You should also notice that Mickey is printed over the edge of the pin without any kind of ridge or edge to the back of the pin. Here you can see a comparison between the genuine pin and a fake. When you see them side by side, you can definitely tell the difference. Even the smallest of pins should have good weight to them, unlike those counterfeit pins. Fake pins will always be made of lower quality metals, which cause them to be noticeably lighter in weight, and as I mentioned previously, can cause them to be magnetic. If you notice that your pin is quite light, then you more than likely have a pin that isn't official. Try comparing the pin to a pin you purchased within the parks to use as a guideline. Trust me when I say you will be able to tell the difference. All in all, there's really only one way to know for sure if your pin is real, and that's buying from either the Disney parks or shopdisney.com. But don't let this deter you from the enjoyable experience of collecting or trading these fun pins. Just to keep these tips in mind when trading or buying your pins, and you'll be bound to have a great experience. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so that you can tune in for other fun videos that I post. Thanks so much for watching and have a wonderful day.